Hello everyone, this is VidHead85 and thank you so much for joining me. I have something for you today that I am just gobsmacked about, but people came in clutch. So in the United States, we have a lot of beloved icons that people look up to. Some we discover are problematic, like John Lennon and Mahatma Gandhi, and others like Viola Davis and Chadwick Boseman have had long careers free of scandal and massive controversy. One such figure is Dolly Parton. She sang on the Porter Wagoner show from about 1967 to about 1974 and became a powerhouse in country music, TV, and movies. Her face and hair are well known to millions around the world. She also has a cookware line. This woman is Treasure from Tennessee. She donated money for COVID vaccine research and has a literacy program giving out millions of books to kids. So who would dare criticize such a beloved woman? Now, I found out about this through a headline from LGBTQ Nation from June 2024, and it appeared on MSN in October 2025. But even then, I still had to talk about it. Erica Anderson, who wrote a hit piece about "There's nothing loving about Dolly Parton's false gospel." Why did she write this drivel? Because the Jolene singer has come to the aid of LGBTQ people many times, including marriage rights for couples, and defended trans people amidst cultural erasure. Now, Anderson may have found an audience that agreed with her on the substance of her claims, but picked the wrong target, as she would find out after messing around. Anderson writes, Parton's version of love, which includes condoning immoral sexual behavior, be who you are, she said, is unaligned with God's vision of humanity. Like so many secularized spiritual leaders, Parton equates love with agreement, but the two are not reciprocal. Love doesn't mean accept sinfulness as good to avoid hurting someone's feelings. Now, Dolly Parton is also, if nothing, very, very media savvy. In a 1977 interview with Barbara Walters, in one of Walters' worst interviews, Parton skillfully wove her way through baited questions and came out looking very, very sharp. It's no secret that she's also a great storyteller and has pulled some fast ones on talk show hosts to uproarious laughter. She also dealt with a very loaded question about Trump supporter fans saying, and I'm going to paraphrase this, "I know lots of fans voted for him and many who didn't, but when we're at Dollywood, we're one human family." And she, in a interview with the Hollywood Reporter, she states in her own words, and this is quoted in the article, "I try not to get into the politics of everything. I try to get into the human element of it. I have some of everybody in my immediate family and in my circle of employees. I've got transgender people, I've got gays, I've got lesbians, I've got drunks, I've got drug addicts, all within my own family. I know and love them all. I do not judge. I know and love them all. I do not judge. And I just see how brokenhearted they get over certain things, and I know how real they are. I know how important this is to them. That's who they are. They cannot help that anymore than I can help being Dolly Parton, the way people know me. If there is something to be judged, that is God's business. But we are all God's children, and how we are is who we are." Beautifully. See, talk about media savvy. Let's not fail to see exactly what this is: a woeful attempt to take Dolly to task for being compassionate and loving. Paul Richmond puts it best, as quoted in the Los Angeles Blade article about the same topic, saying, "There was nothing that exemplifies how desperate for attention and unhinged the far right has become than by this attack on America's sweetheart. Dolly has always shown kindness and empathy for others, which is what all supposed Christians should be striving for." Of course, we know that Dolly Parton fans did not let Anderson go unchecked. One writes on Twitter, "They came for Dolly. We ride at dawn." Another Twitter user says, "No, you do not come after Dolly Parton. You absolutely do not." And another person writes this, "I'm not 100% sure that Dolly Parton isn't Jesus Christ. Maybe she's the second coming, and quite frankly, I will follow her off into glory. Another posted, the Federalists can shut their drunk mouths. Dolly is a legend. Amidst the widespread backlash, Anderson, of course, apologized for attacking Parton. I regret using Dolly as the example for the point I was making in my article, she said, she told Yahoo Entertainment. As I wrote in the piece, I love her and think she does some incredible things for the world. We all make poor choices in how to frame things sometimes. This was one of those moments for me. Dolly is one of the few people who is beloved by all and who loves all. The world is lucky to have her. In conclusion, there are two things you do not do. You don't invade Russia, and you do not come for Dolly Parton. All right. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. See you soon.